Red light, green light, red light, green light, red light, green light, red light, green light, red light.
Folks, get ready for a bit of a mischievous episode here because she's quite a misfit herself. She's also a multi-time champion in the likes of 3WL, Fair City, and Aussie at the great Iron Girders. Moxie Malone, welcome.
Hello, how are we?
Oh, we're very well. You know, Scotland's actually hot for once. I'm sweating in buckets in this suit.
It has been a crazy couple of days with the heat. I can't say I'm enjoying it.
No, I really think I need to line the suits with a factor 80 right now because, oh boy, the heat's sweltering right now.
Oh, is it? Yeah, the suit's not going to help either. I'm like, shorts and vest, that's me. Sorted.
No. I sacrificed my craft, you know, you got to put some love into it and a bit of pain,
but
I'll survive nonetheless. Oh, absolutely. You know what, Moxie, we have a routine on this show. Every guest has a story and every story has a beginning. How did your story begin as a wrestling fan?
Oh, many years ago. I'm a younger kind of stage, maybe 8 or 9, so we're going quite far back. So that's me, I'm 33 now, so yeah, 8 or 9. My cousins got me into it. I used to always go hang out with my cousins and stay with him at his place, and wrestling was always on. The figures were always there to play with, so that's how I managed to get into it all. And then it just kind of sprouted from there for a bit. I fell away from it, and then I came back in my mid-20s, and I thought, do you know what? Maybe you can actually train to do this stuff, and who knew? There was multiple places right here in Glasgow.
Oh, the best city. You know, I mean, Edinburgh is the capital, but you know, Glasgow's a fair city in itself. I'll give Glasgow its love and labour. It's a fun place, but obviously Scotland, we are quite a party, you know, city. You know, Scotland no party, as they say, indeed. And obviously our culture with around football, the likes of Celtic, Rangers, Hearts, and Hibernians as well, kind of correlates with wrestling and that culture of fan support and fan united and just being that kind of culture. How do you think that links? Do you think Scotland has quite a good link towards wrestling fandoms with obviously our link to football?
Yeah, like I said, it's got its multiple, like you've got your promotions out there that have their solid fans that will go to every single show. Quite like football, like you've got your sport that you follow, you get your team that you follow. People have the wrestlers that they love, and they'll go to other promotions and they'll see them. They'll do some hell of a traveling for them as well. So, it's very interlinked there, very much so.
No, absolutely. I mean, I don't see any WWE or AEW centered pubs now when I go into like Glasgow. I mean, that's when we know things are really hitting the fan. When you go into one pub wearing a Hangman Page shirt and you get chucked out like you're yesterday's garbage. I mean, digressing on that point as well. But obviously, Scotland itself is a beautiful country. I say so. I've been to many other places, but you know, where else can you get a pint of tennis for $2.50? Only in this country. The best place ever. Right, absolutely. But wrestling has always been something that has quite grown for Scotland. Obviously, I remember watching Drew McIntyre's 24 documentary about how there was really nothing there. You had to travel all the way down south to actually just learn the craft. For yourself, Moxie, as a fan, what's it been like just to see Scottish wrestling evolve over the years?
I mean, it has. It's came on leaps and bounds because, like I said, like they've had to travel. We've been lucky, like this new generation of wrestling. Like we've been lucky enough that we don't need to travel as much, and it's pretty much on a lot of our doorsteps, like city to city. You can go up to Dundee. There's places there. There's places in Fife, Livingston, Glasgow itself. Like you don't need to travel as much as what they used to have to, like go down in England and train with all the guys down there. It was so small of a community for training wise, but yeah, we are very spoiled, very spoiled these days.
Absolutely, we are very spoiled, and wrestling is such a unique part of media, and it's just an amazing performance as well. And you know, we in Scotland love to celebrate the performances with a little fringe festival hosted in the great city of Edinburgh. Obviously, I know Molly Spartan has done Memphis Ragnarok, which is a great show in itself that I've been to, and I can't wait for when they come back. But obviously, I know ICW did the Fringe in the past. I even spoke to Wolfgang about wanting to do Iron Girders at the Fringe. Moxie, what would your thoughts be about maybe seeing Girders appear at the Fringe Festival?
I mean, that's a crossover that I'd be all for. I mean, the Fringe has always been like I've loved the Fringe for such a long time. Like going to it, you've got all those different aspects, all those different people you meet in different walks of life. So it is nice to see the intercrossing of it all and it all kind of coming together with all the different folk. And like I said, like Billy Kirkwood does a lot of the fringe. He's always over there doing all that. The wee man's quite into it as well. Like he's going about and doing his thing. So it is nice to see it peppered in there, but to see wrestling as a whole come across and do that kind of crossover with them is it's nice to see the different communities coming together and helping each other and supporting each other.
No, absolutely. I mean, even with the likes of Mythos Ragnarok, just seeing how an artsy crowd reacts to what is a wrestling match is quite funny. Like,
Yeah, it is. It's got its own artistic ways of putting it across as well. Because like it's still very different, but very much the same. Once you break it down and really look at it, you're like, it is a match.
oh, absolutely. That's essentially it. It's just basically a long-term storytelling that we love in current modern day wrestling. And as well, we've seen with wrestling, its popularity is at essentially a new peak. The likes of the Monday Night Wars, with obviously things being on Netflix, HBO Max, Amazon Prime, it's everywhere. And I don't know if foreigners will understand how important the Fringe Festival is as a showcase of the arts. But to have wrestling there, obviously with how it is in this now popular medium, it's going to be quite a moment in Scottish wrestling history, right? To see maybe wrestling regularly at the Fringe.
Absolutely, yeah. Because as I said, it is an art. At the end of the day, it's a sport and it's an art. Like it's athletic people putting themselves out there and really committing themselves to it. And as I say, like a lot of folk will come to see it, and if they can see that kind of crossing over, it brings them into our kind of our world as well. Maybe they'll see that and they'll go, oh, maybe I want to go see more of what they do and start coming to other shows and other promotions and stuff. So it's a hand in hand kind of thing. But to see it excel so much within the fringe and all those different and being recognised as an art as well, it's really nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course, Edinburgh, Mayhem, I love it. It's the best city in the world. I mean, as I said, Glasgow's a nice place as well. But we've got great, monuments, the Scots Monument, you've got Andrew Square, you've got St. James Park, you've got all of these great places. I want to know, Moxie, if there's one place in Edinburgh you'd love to have a wrestling match, where would it be and why?
I'm a sucker for castles. Sucker. Just imagine right outside the castle, big ring, all those lights. It's sweet. Looking down, you can see everything. Everybody all flooded out in that car park. Be awesome.
Yeah, move over tattoo.
Middle of that car park, you know what I mean? There's a big castle right in the background. Like, what's going on?
Oh, God. Right. The tattoo, we're chucking it for a year. We're going to have a pure Royal Rumble come out of the gates of Edinburgh Castle. I mean,
Imagine that entrance. Amazing. Doors open. Boom. Castle. Ring. Lights. So that's it. Don't need much.
we need to fly over Dave Meltzer because he'll cry. He'll see that and think, Tokyo Dome? Nah. Away you go. Away you pish.
We're doing this.
This is where it's at.
Imagine
But obviously,
all those drones on the bridge, you know what I mean?
oh, come on. We're going crazy out of but we have a budget here, Mox. We have a budget to focus on. We don't have much. We have a deep fried Mars bar and a Twix. We have to focus on the budget right now. We can't go too crazy. Never go. Oh, no. But obviously, Scottish wrestling, you think of three letters. ICW. Monumental company. And before obviously we get into ICW and obviously what you've been a part of there, I want to talk obviously about the Glasgow Pro Wrestling Asylum. A great place, which I obviously know is coming to an end. A great monumental era as well. For yourself, reflecting on the asylum, what's it meant to you?
Oh man, like that's where it all began for me. That's where I first stepped foot in the ring. It was actually me and Dylan Thorne came up together. We started together on the exact same day, and we just kind of grew together there. So it's a bit heartbreaking to see it go, but on to bigger and better things, I guess. You always got to start somewhere, and it's outgrew the asylum, I guess. It's to become bigger than what they need to be.
Yeah, it's grown, and there's so many great talent that came out of that asylum, and not many people have gotten great memories of the asylum. One memory in particular, is there something that happened, somebody who did something silly, or a particular superstar coming in? What's a particular memory from the asylum that really you hold to heart?
I remember, this one's actually stupidity on my behalf. Me and Ellie Armstrong were practicing coming over, basically doing the Eddie Guerrero over the rope into the ring. Not too good at it. Being 5'2" doesn't help, I guess, and basically having a lead butt. But yeah, anytime I went over, I landed in the ropes, and the middle rope always pinged back on my nose, so I broke my nose. And it was just me and Ellie Armstrong sat at the side after doing it. God knows how many times with our noses just running blood and just laughing. It was just stupid things like that, where you're just like, we tried. Didn't do too good. We're covered in blood, but we're laughing. It's a good memory to have. But yeah, no, just little things like that where you're just sitting with someone, you're just like, we're idiots, but it's fine.
Wrestling, you gotta love it. So many great people, memories, chef kiss of opportunities and great stories. Now, ICW, for yourself, obviously, Moxie, you've been a part of it throughout the years. You've done some great things. And I believe you started in 2021 as well, which is, a year coming out of obviously the big cough. And you've done so many great things then. For being a part of ICW through the years and obviously very recently, was that meant to you as your career? Because it's quite an accolade for a lot of people to get to be a part of such an established company like ICW.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And for them to entrust someone who is fresh and was very, very unused to being in front of crowds, especially with an over 18 crowd, it's very unforgiving. But when you're coming in and there's no crowds and you're having to work an empty room, it's tough going. So coming out of COVID, it was quite scary. But when we get the crowds in, and again, for them to trust me to come in, not having much of a follow, not having much to put myself over wise, but no, it's really helped me grow. ICW has really helped me grow as a wrestler. They've helped me find who the misfit is, because that's where the misfit came, just where she came from. So, no, a lot of Moxie Malone's, like, everything that she's done is owed a lot to what ICW had given me over the years. And I obviously wouldn't be where I am today without it. Because again, they've had me at Fear and Loathing for the title twice. And again, it's opportunities that I don't take lightly. Like I'm not taking them for granted. I am very, very aware that a lot of other girls would very much like to be in that position. So any opportunity I'm given to work with any other of the girls, it's something that I really, really do take on board, and I try and give my all to it. So I try and give as much back as what they're giving to me, if not even more. So yeah, no, the ICW has meant a lot to me because, as I say, like I watched it for long enough, and then to be able to step into the ring and in front of the crowd that I was once part of, it's not something that a lot of folk can say. So no, definitely, it's wild to think that the asylum is moving on, but no, it's nice to see that it's grown.
Yeah, absolutely. On to bigger and better things, as they always say. It's the nature of life. Things always progress. You always get better, and you always go to new places. And ICW as well. I love going back and watching things. Just to see people who are stars now, like obviously like Hendry, McIntyre, Piper Niven, and seeing them in that kind of early era is kind of like, I don't say it's out of body, but it's just kind of like, whoa, that's where they were then, and now they're here now. It's like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
For yourself, Moxie, what's been somebody from ICW's past to now in the present that you've been surprised, like, oh, wow, they're that big of a star now? Like, I always knew it back in the day.
Oh, like, Kaylee Ray was always ahead of her time. Like, the fact that they hadn't swooped her up well before when they did blows my mind. She's very talented at what she does, and it just seems to come so naturally to her. Like, I'll be honest, I envy the girl because obviously it's talent that you work so hard to get, and it's good to see she's getting recognition for it and that she's on the big stage. So it's just things like that where you're just like, you go, girl, you're smashing it, and it's great to see, and it's nice to see that she's evolved in such a way with it as well. Because obviously, no longer being Kaylee Ray, she's now Alba Fire, and she's really adapted to her role. She's killing it out there with Chelsea Green and Piper as well. So it's nice to see. It's really nice to see.
Absolutely, and it is quite funny to hear Chelsea Green said in a Scottish accent. It's like, ah, that's how we sound. Okay,
Yep.
hope people like us though. That's a good enough point there. But obviously, ICW's past. There's something I really love. I love documentaries. I like looking about the past and learning about things. And I know ICW had two: Insane Fight Club 1 and 2, done by the BBC, as well as the part of the British wrestler documentary by Vice. And if you've seen those documentaries, Moxie, how important do you think they are for ICW's history?
Oh, absolutely. Like it shows the roots of ICW and what it actually meant to the guys that made ICW. Like your big names out there, like your Wolfgang, your BT Gun, your Jack Jester, like your Lionheart, like it's all their heritage and what they've worked so hard to make. So with them all coming together, like Mark Dallas and that, like they really have made something that's it's something that you'd only really dream of. Like you're going into this making this company, and you don't know if it's going to bomb or if it's actually going to start hit the ground running. But they've managed to take it to such heights, and it's honestly, I'm so happy to actually be able to say that it's something that I've been a part of later on in the years. But the guys really have busted their butts. They've done the hard work. Because back in the day, it would have been so much harder. Like I said earlier, like we we've we've basically been gifted everything. They've done the groundwork, and we're sowing the seeds. We're
Mm,
getting there. So a lot of it is just thanks to them,
yeah.
because I don't think we'd have what we'd have today. Again, it's all coming back to them persevering through it all. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. They very much, built the foundations of a home, and they've left the home, and we're all just putting in the furniture and all of this, and being like, yeah, this is our home now because of the guys that built it in the past. I mean, I would love another one. I would love another documentary about like current ICW just to see some of the characters on it. I mean, can we get another one? Do you think we should get another Insane Fight Club about current ICW?
I mean, if you push them for it, I think it'd be quite interesting to see. It'd be quite an eye opener for like folk to open up and kind of chat about, and it'll be. I think we could push for something like that. I think that'd be something that be many folk would be very interested in partaking in.
Oh, where's the emails? Whose emails are we sending? Where's the petition? I need a petition. I need to get some things and the balls rolling. But we see people a lot of out character documentaries, and you see obviously in the Insane Fight Club and many others. Is there a particular person you would like to see in the document? If a new documentary was made, you would like to see them maybe out of their shell or have a spotlight on them? Who would you like to see?
Oh God, like there's so many new guys coming up that they've got so much talent in them. But yeah, just see them out their shell and see them be themselves for a bit. God, there's so many of them. It's like Daisy's doing so well for herself right now. Like she's such a bubbly girl, like dead easy to get on with. So it's always nice to be able to like share. Whenever she's happy, she literally lights up when she walks into it, because she's so positive. So it's nice to see people kind of bounce off that. So like little things like that, you're just like the world needs to know about how much of a bundle of joy this person is.
Very much so. Daisy's been a part of the show in the past and always a joy to have on. And it'd be really cool to have her on that kind of documentary platform just to see Daisy Jenkins out of the wrestling ring and like, oh wow, this is what it's like. Star making, star making. Of course, ICW had their women's championship, which I know you've challenged for in the past with the likes of Alana Austin, who is an exceptional performer in herself. She has a way of commanding the ring.
Definitely.
To get that chance to face Lana, obviously for the most prestigious women's championship in ICW, well, technically the only one, obviously, of course, but obviously such a prestigious championship with the past likes of Molly Spartan, Session Mob Martina. Is that for a wrestler quite oh shit, I have to now step up and prove myself because it's such a high platform match with the championship on the line?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like every match that you have, you hope it to be better than your last. But these kind of matches where you're being tested, like you've got more eyes on you than you do if it was just another one-on-one match. Like the titles on the line, there's lots of eyes looking. A lot of folk use those kind of shows as their only shows they go to a year because that's all they can do. So like it is very much pushing yourself to your limit and seeing how far you can take it and working with like different talents like your Lana Austin, like your Rio. They're all completely different in themselves. So it is just that kind of adaptability as well, showing that you can adapt and you can work practically anywhere and with anyone. So very much kind of match that you do. You go in and you're full on focused, 100%. I'm giving this my all, and yeah, it's just working your way towards that and show them that you're worthy to even be in the ring with them. Never mind hold the title if that day ever comes.
Oh, of course, absolutely. I mean, hey, I think that championship would look very great. Cross your shoulder, spin it around. You know, it would look great. Even some 8x10s, and people buy 8x10s. They're always amazing to have in a part of collection. 8x10s are amazing. But I love custom championships, like the likes of Jay Briscoe's world title run when he was in Ring of Honor, Naomi's light up belt, which I hope she wins and puts like caution stickers on it because that would look fucking amazing. I want to know, if you do win the ICW Women's Championship, how would you put a wee Moxie Malone twist on it?
Moxie Malone twist on it, like they'd probably kill me if I got like the spray paint or something out and been like, I'm just gonna NWO this title. Is that okay? I'm just gonna write Misfit right across it. You cool with that, guys? Like that's me going overboard. That's something I'd do so overboard and I'd just be like, nah. But nice. Like a title is in its way very prestigious. Like there's a lot of titles out there that like, get really stunning titles. The ICW one, the women's ICW one is really, really nice. And then you've also like the FCW one that I'm holding, like that's got a lot of the weight on it because they get engraved with each winner's name. So it's got past holders of the title all engraved on it. So that's pretty cool. That's a nice little unusual little aspect to it that you don't see often. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe a Moxie Malone spinner belt. How funny would that be? The belt that everyone hated.
Oh, hey, people wanted John Cena to bring that back, and they sell a lot of those on the shops. I think you would be quite in the money if you do make that happen. So there's some good percussion there, and you can have a bit of fun with that. But obviously, Moxie, from when I see you in the ring and on Instagram, get that very punk rock girl vibe, the goth vibe. Someone who listens to Evanescence and loves that song so much because they are a good band. I like them; they're very nice. Obviously, someone in current day media who really portrays that in wrestling is Rhea Ripley, of bringing that goth style, the punk girl, and men and women are falling in the aisles all over. Do you think we're seeing like this resurgence of like the goth punk girl vibe within wrestling, like that rebellious style?
Yeah, like I said, it was really nice to see. Like you kind of had a little bit of that with your Lita, and like I was a big Victoria fan growing up as well. Like they had that kind of edge to them. So with it coming out again, like after the whole Divas divisions, thank God that title's gone. That was horrific. It's nice to see that people are able to express themselves a bit more without feeling that they need to fit a certain image. So you've got your Rhea Ripley coming out, and like when you look at her when she first started, when she was in the Mae Young Classics, like she's a completely different woman. You can tell she's completely out of her shell. She's so comfortable in her own skin now, because she's able to like show who she is to everyone in her image. So it is nice to see that people are feeling comfortable enough to be able to do that. So it's nice that you've got your fellow goth girls out there giving it their all.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a vibe. People love all that. Is a vibe indeed. But some people are all sparkles and happiness. We mentioned obviously Daisy Jenkins. I know Angel Hayes is kind of all lovey-dovey. Is there anyone you would love to give a golf makeover?
It would be funny to see Angel Hayes gothed up, to be fair. Maybe I can convince her to do that at Catch when we tag. Get her be gothic. She'll probably shove me at the car if I even attempted to do that.
Well,
But I know it'd be very interesting to see like some of the guys out there as well. Like I don't know, like who have we got? The ones that you don't think much of for going the goth route. You've got your like your Ben Rogers the asylum. You're big, strong. I think he calls himself the Panther. Imagine him gothed up. Imagine like the eyeliner, the dark eyeliner, the white face paint, going full on Kiss. That'd be great.
Oh no, you're bringing back the Kiss Demon from WCW? Good lord, no. Oh god, no. Whether we keep that in the 90s, there's some things we have to leave behind. I know
Yes.
we like VCRs, we like comedy shows from back then, but some things get left behind in the 90s.
But you're very true there. It's very true.
It was more memorable in the 90s. Good times there. Obviously, well, when I do my research, I always like to see photos on Instagram and just seeing how a person's evolved throughout their career. And I know you posted like a 6-picture slide of your looks from 2019, 2022, 23, 4, 5. The evolution of yourself and your looks and styles, has there been one that you've really favored towards that obviously maybe you've drifted away from or like to go back to? And overall, just your thoughts on the evolution of your style and presentation.
Thank God I didn't stick with tights and I went to shorts. That's definitely something I've taken away from it. I don't know what I was thinking when I debuted with tights, but I'm glad I found shorts. To be fair, like my favourite one at the moment is like my green tiger print at the moment, or zebra print, I think it is. I think it's just because it's a newer one, so it's like still shiny new. There was one. It was the first time I made my own gear, and I made it. So people thought it was Kane, but it was actually Roxy Wolf from Five Nights at Freddy's. I
Oh,
replicated her outfit, but it just looked like Kane. It looked like female Kane. So I was just like, okay, I'll just go with the Kane, I guess. But that was our first attempt at make my own gear, which went relatively well. So it's all up and up from there. My big jacket. Every now and then that'll come out, but the summertime it's fur lined, so it's not the most ideal for every weather. But the winter I'm very thankful for it, especially in those cold venues when you're sitting and you're like, oh no, it's to go for this. But yeah, no, my big coat was a good shout, and that was just me kicking about backstage because I was cold. And then someone went, "Is that your gear jacket, your ring jacket?" And I was just like, "It is now."
well, it
That's
works. I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is getting made. Maybe it could appear as Mangle or maybe Baby Doll when they make a Sister Protocol. You've got options. You've got options.
and
I
there's a
mean,
couple coming up.
oh, I mean, maybe you could go as Tiffany, Bride of Chucky. I mean, that's quite a good look.
That is quite a look. Full leather jacket. Oh, I can see that.
Oh, just give me credit. Just put my little name in the copyright for the 8x10s, and that'll do me fine. I'll do me fine. Obviously, though, with wrestling, it can be a bit of a volatile medium with that. You put all your into it, and sometimes you don't get the rewards, and that does come from a lot of obviously promoters, the startup companies. Sometimes it doesn't work, and I know you worked recently for a show, Northern Championship Wrestling. I had them on the show. They were hyping up everything. It looked promising, and then it didn't work out. And I had Sebastian Mercer, who was a part of that show. He stayed. The promoter was great, paid all you guys, no fault from that. But your thoughts on your time, obviously, for your one appearance and debut appearance for the one-time show of NCW?
No, it was a really good show. Like everybody was really hyped for it. I don't think the venue were too keen on the type of wrestling it was because it was a very much it aimed more over 18s than anything. So it was a bit more rough and tumble, and I don't think they were fully expecting that. But yeah, I got to work with Melissa Fierce, which I think I only worked once previously. We put on a really good match. The crowd were all there for it. The crowd were crazy for it. So it wasn't through lack of crowd. It was just, I guess, just something it wasn't meant to be. But we all had a blast. Like all the guys backstage were really upbeat and buzzing for it. And yeah, we were all just having a laugh, having a good time. And it's a shame that it hasn't really worked out for them because, like I said, like the guys were great. You say they paid us on time. They paid us straight away, basically, and they worked with us really well for transport, and making sure that we were all fed and stuff. Like backstage, we were all set up with basically a buffet and everything. Like he really did look after us, so there's no fault in him at all. I can't really say any faults for him.
No, absolutely. It's just the nature of wrestling that you can put your heart into something that sometimes doesn't work out. And it's just always, I think, to analyze what your audience is, what your surroundings are like, and what you can do, because there are some promotions that are heavily 18 plus or deathmatch centric, but they know where to go, where they know how to operate. And I think for a debut show, it's quite a tough sell for fans sometimes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially like for a fresh new promotion as well. Like a lot of folk, I think there's promotions already down there doing practically the same thing as well. So I think it was like an oversaturation of it. So again, it's like location, 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 and
No. Oh, it's taking me back with that kind of show now. God damn, this knee's starting to creak now. You're making me feel that old. Come on now, I need this thing to work.
on our age, like what they into these days.
What's the cool kids say? Yeet. I think that's a good word you like. Yeah, I'll go with that one. Let's also talk about Girders. Iron Girders, a great place, great facility. I've had many people on from there. You even had the owner, Wolfgang, great lad. For yourself, Moxie, what has Girders meant for you?
Girders is very much my homestead now. Like I'm constantly in there, like working out and stuff like that. So it's a gym that's accessible for me, and then it's like it's a roll about whenever I want to as well. So it's always accessible and within a decent enough distance to myself that if I finish work, I can just go. Maybe I could just jump in here for a wee bit. But yeah, I owe a lot to Girders like Wolfie and BT because they've been my main coaches throughout my whole wrestling career at this point. And again, they're very keen on making sure that I know they're there for me and like I'm working towards the best me that I can be. Because even if I miss a session, they're like, "You okay? Is everything okay?" But obviously, sometimes it's a case of work gets in the way, or you get bills to pay, all that stuff. But again, they gave me my first title. Like they trusted me with my first title with the King of the Fling, and to be the one that comes out on top of that, because there was multiple people in that ring. I think there's quite a few folk in that ring. So to be able to be entrusted to carry a fresh new title, it really kind of opened my eyes a wee bit because you never see yourself quite at that stage until someone else is pointing it out. So yeah, to go from that and then again on to be like the Acme Now Fan Frontier champion, and then it's just kind of it's been a wee springboard from then where my career has kind of started to take a bit more flight. I'm entering into different domains, like different promotions. I'm traveling a wee bit further out, just because they've helped me get my name out there. So I do owe a lot to Iron Girders and as a whole. Like even like the training with the guys, they're always very friendly and approachable. They're always there for you. It is like being in a kind of big. It's cheesy and it's probably oversaid, but it is like a big family. It's like an extension of yourself. So it is nice to have that support, and especially doing something you love as well. Because this kind of career, you've got folk that will go, really, is that what you've chosen to do? And they'll kind of try and sidetrack you away from it and go, do you not think you want a real job? And you're just like, well, this could be a real job. But obviously, they've not got the same mindset. So it's nice to be within that mindset with folk and have that supporting environment as opposed to, so when are you quitting kind of thing. So that's nice.
Absolutely. All the people I hear from Girders on the show always speak so highly of it, and it is truly a beneficial, amazing, loving environment, and it is truly a great place to see. And obviously, Wolfgang and the Coffees are free agents now. They've hinted at coming back home. Obviously, Clan Wrestling have announced that they're going to be back there. For yourself, Moxie, a part of the scene, what do you think it'll mean for Scottish wrestling to have Gallus back?
Oh, I think it's like, again, I've said to them myself in a very selfish way, I've missed them. Like, I've missed having them here because, like, Wolfie's always there with little tidbits that you don't think of and things like that, and he's always there with like a reassuring, positive outcome. Like he's such a positive guy, all the time with us, and makes sure that he reflects that to us. So again, very selfish to be saying it, but in a selfish way, I'm happy to see them back, but obviously I want them to do well in what they do. So for the Scottish wrestling scene, or just the British wrestling scene, to have them back, like it'd be crazy for people not to scoop them up whenever they can, because they're a great asset to a locker room. Like they are really, really, they really, you can tell they really enjoy what they do, and they really enjoy passing it on as well, and they like showing people new things, and helping them become a better wrestler and what they can do within all their limits, and show them that they can kind of bust through those limits and show that they can do things. Because there's a lot of self doubt, and especially like in different careers, you've got self doubt, but especially when it comes to like so much competition going on. But to have those guys back, it'll be interesting to see.
Oh, absolutely. The old guard returning from the foreign land, and it's like, oh shit, we got to dress up and impress now because we've not taken out the garbage or cleaned the sinks. Like we've left it a bit of a mess. We've got to clean up the stains. But something I've kind of like, I remember when I was like, oh, same for gals, but like something clicked in my mind was like, oh, AEW, they're coming to the Hydro. They have a trios championships. Gallus versus the Ops, Samoa Joe, Shibata, and Powerhouse Hobbs. Look, I don't waste alcohol. Alcohol is precious. But if that does happen in the Hydro, I'm chucking attendance. I'll chuck it in. I will waste a £5 pint for that moment. I mean, never say never. You never know. AW does sometimes bring in extras.
Yeah, they've proven it before. They've shown it before, where you go down, you're like, oh my god, is this match actually happening? So could be a shout, especially if like in Glasgow of all places as well.
Wolfgang and Samoa Joe. Holy shit. That would feed families. Like more than a Tesco meal deal. Good lord. Whoa. That gives me a bit like giddy now. Like, hey, focus on the plan. Focus on the plan. Focus on this. We have to focus now. Obviously, Scotland has many other promotions. Obviously, ICW, Valor, so many others like Power Pro, and all of these environments here. And I know you've ventured out to some of them, Moxie. Is there any particular one that you've not ventured to that you really want to add to that little bucket list?
Honestly, like I think a lot of the girls, especially in the UK, say it, but like Eve is definitely somewhere that I'd love to work. They bring in so many great female athletes, and it'd be great to be part of. But again, it's about just keep pushing, and maybe one day I'll be down at Eve. But that is definitely on the bucket list to be able to perform in front of folk down at Eve. I've also been reaching out to like your kind of OTT and stuff like that. Like it'd be great to work alongside those guys, because they've been smashing it. Like their shows are always so good, and like we had them over here, like coaching for a day, 2 days, 2 days. We had them at Girders, and like even taking on what they had to say and the hows and whys, and they had an explanation for why everything works the way it works, and it just makes so much sense. So their shows that they put on is just always so intense and so great. So it'd be good to maybe shuffle on over.
Come on over. We'll play Rocky Road to Dublin. It's a banger. It's a good song. Please, just come over. We won't disrespect the tenants. Just come on over. Come on over. But you mentioned Eve. Eve is a special company. For people not familiar with what it is in the UK, it's an all-female promotion, and it's a true spotlight. They do amazing shows. They recently had Will Ospreay, who's been helping out backstage, and announced an AEW crossover with the likes of Chris Statlander. But for yourself, Moxie, as obviously a female wrestler within the British scene, how important is Eve for you?
I mean, Eve has so much connections as well with how many the kind of folk they bring in. Like they've got their Japan connections, they've got their other European connections. So it's like you're working with girls that's probably like a once in a lifetime. You know what I mean? So to get in amongst that, and even just to be in the same room and like witness these matches and stuff, and just be able to take it all in, it's something in itself, especially for the females, like where this would never really be possible. Like, if for a while folk were saying there, like in Scottish wrestling, there wasn't enough females to be doing this kind of stuff, and it's like it's proven it wrong. Like there are females out there that are really, really trying hard to really get themselves shown and push themselves into the spotlight, and they deserve it because they've been working their butts off. They've been really, really trying, and Eve is there to spotlight that, and they've shown it multiple times. So it is definitely, if it's not on a female's bucket list of wrestling, I don't know what they're doing with their career at this point.
No, it is a special company, and obviously, like Alex Windsor was out there and got signed to AEW. You have people from America wanting to come over with the likes of Janai Kai, who's done stuff in MLW. Like, it is becoming that very central hotspot for women's wrestling, and I love to see it thrive. I know AEW Forbidden Door weekend. I hope there's an Eve show and I can finally travel all the way down 5 hours to see some good wrestling, because I hate the trains. I hate going down south. Everything costs too much, and I hate it. That's the way we got to do it. But wrestling is amazing right now, with obviously that spotlight on it was mentioned with Netflix and all of this whole amazing things for it. And we're halfway through the year. June, good Lord.
Just like that.
I know, just like that. You got to love it. But for you, Moxie, goals this year, achievements. We're halfway through. Have you achieved some of the goals that you maybe set out this year, or is there maybe some that you've still got your sight on?
I've marked off a few goals with how much I'm working within the industry these days as well. But yeah, I've got a few kind of personal goals where I'm wanting, like, there's certain folk that I'd love to face that I've never even crossed paths with. There's just like personal goals that I've set, and then there's just that whole building myself, because I've started working a bit more frequently, and almost every other weekend I've got a full booked weekend. So it's really starting to, like, the busy schedule is really starting to overtake. So it's nice to see the diary filling up with all that. Like, as you've probably seen when you're trying to get me on previously, and my diary was not allowing. But no, it's really, it's a bit heartwarming to see that the recognition is there and folk are wanting, like, they're reaching out to me as well and wanting me specifically on shows. So that's always like a very big eye opener for me, because, like I say, you never hold yourself in such high esteem. You just think, I'm fighting my way through. I'm doing my best. I'll keep fighting, but you never see yourself at a tier that others see you.
Mm.
So to have that and have other girls sometimes come up to me in shows and be like, "Oh, did you see my match?" Like, I'm not used to having that. I'm used to being the one to be like, "Did you see my match? Was everything? Did you enjoy my match?" That's usually my role to kind of. So I'm starting to get girls asking me that. So that's still feeling a bit unusual to me, for feedback wise. But yeah, no, there's still a lot, I think, that I could tick off. Like, there I'm holding like 2 titles, and I'm halfway through the year. Like, yeah, I dropped the title. It would have been 3. Harley Hudson hadn't won my For the Fans Championship. Nice brand new given to me that day. But yes.
Yeah, let's focus on the positives. Let's put Harley in the pink in the corner. Let's just leave that there. You know what, Mark, it's been a pleasure to have you on this show, and you're a great wrestler. Love to see you achieve so many more things. But we are wrapping up, so the final question. I know you were part of the manifesto, like a good little conglomeration of fellas and lassies, all good there. But I want you to build your own faction. 5 UK wrestlers you want to add onto your own little entourage. Who would you like to have in your little group?
I'd be mean if I weren't gonna say my, because I've technically got a little crew at Girders. I'd be mean if I didn't mention any of those, wouldn't I? A fantasy team, did you say?
Ah,
What we're doing
yeah.
is a fantasy team, not like
Yes, absolutely.
I'd have Wolfie on my side, that's for sure. I'd absolutely have the regulator there. Rio, she's a badass. She'd be on Team Moxie right there. So that's 2. Is it including me?
Of course, absolutely.
5 including me, right? Okay. I'll always have like my partner in crime, Charlie Vice, because we don't go anywhere without each other. I hope so. 1, 2, 3. What else have we got? You know what? Chris Kingston. He's in the Moxie crew, but he's a good guy. I'll keep him. He's a good guy. He's a wee weasel, but we love him. And who's number 5? Who's number 5? You know what? Since I was never in the manifesto with Dylan Thorne, I'd take Dylan Thorne. We started together. We should be in this crew together. That's my 5.
Quite a conglomeration there. I mean, I'll take it. I'm sure Molly Spartan will probably build her own crew to take her husband back. So
yeah. She'll be coming for me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll wake up and see in the evening news of Scotland there was a big riot. I was like, it's them two probably fighting. There we go. That's it. Moxie, pleasure to have you on the Soul Sessions. And of course, folks, if you love what you've heard of the Misfit herself, a link to her Instagram down below. Get her there, follow her, see where she ends up next. It's going to be quite mischievous wherever she lands up next. Well, folks, as I say, as a good Scotsman, finish up your pint, put your chair away, and thank you as always for tuning in for another episode of the Soul Sessions. I'm going to get out of this suit because I'm fucking roasting.
Now I'm out there with you. Gonna live like animals do. No more laws and no more rules.